Welcome to another chainsaw training video from drivelink.blogspot.com. In this video we take a look at how to start the chainsaw safely. Before we start, we should give the saw a quick check. Check that the side plate nuts are tight, and check the chain brake is on and the covers are secure. If your saw needs to be primed with fuel, squeeze the fuel bulb 2 or 3 times. Make sure you wear the correct protective gear: chainsaw trousers, chainsaw boots, head, ear and eye protection, and chainsaw gloves. Put your visor down and one ear defender down. Leave the other ear defender open so you can hear when the saw fires up. When starting on the ground, get your left knee up against the recoil starter housing and place your right heel on the rear handguard. Set the on-off switch to allow full choke for cold starting. Pull the starter until the engine fires, then dies. Put your open ear defender down into place. Pull the starter cord until the saw fires. Move round behind the saw and squeeze the throttle to set it to normal idle. You need to carry out the 4 safety checks, which we'll look at in more detail in a moment. The 4 checks are to ensure the chain is oiling, the chain brake works, the chain is stationary at tick over, and that the on-off switch works. Let's take a close look at those safety checks and also what action you should take if something doesn't work as expected. The first check is to ensure the chain is being lubricated correctly. This can be easily achieved by running the saw up with a small piece of wood on the ground under the nose of the bar. Make sure you don't catch it with the chain though. On the other hand, what if there's nothing there even after running the saw for a moment or two? So what would you do now? The chain does not appear to be being lubricated. The first check is to ensure there's oil in the tank, even if you've just filled it up. Otherwise, it may be a blocked oil hole on the guide bar, and that means removing the bar, checking and cleaning it up. The second safety check is to ensure the chain brake is working properly. With the saw ticking over, apply the chain brake, then squeeze the throttle for just a second or so. Make sure the chain remains stationary. So what would you do if the chain brake did not appear to work? Do not use the saw and label it as defective. The third safety check is to ensure the chain remains stationary at tick over with the chain brake off. Watch the chain in this next clip. So what would you do if the chain moves round the bar at tick over? This can be caused by several things: the chain tension too loose, idling set too high, or failing clutch springs. The easiest and most likely solution is just to check and adjust the chain tension. The final safety check is to make sure the on-off switch actually works. But But what would you do if you turned the saw off and it carried on ticking over? How would you stop the engine? Moving the switch to the full choke position will stop the engine. Let's take a quick look at warm starting and starting standing up. Do not use drop starts. You can use a standing start for warm or cold starts. Ensure that you have a firm grip on the main handle and the rear handle is held firmly by your legs. Starting in this manner is fine if you are unable to kneel down next to the saw. Kickback. This is the one danger that all chainsaw operators face, and you need to make sure that you know where the tip of the bar is at all times when cutting. I hope you found this video informative, and thanks for watching.